Welcome back to the Microlearning Credential on Effective Healthcare Waste Management. This is Module 4 of the course. In this final lesson, we will study various mechanisms for waste treatment and disposal. Safia and Uma met after lunch. Treatment options should be chosen according to the site of generation and the nature of the waste. Let's understand how. Improper disposal of sharp waste poses a high risk of disease transmission among healthcare workers, waste management workers, and the general public. The methods to reduce the impact and treatment include containing sharps in cardboard boxes, using on-site mechanical needle cutters or electric needle destroyers, shredding the treated plastic parts, burying the metal pieces in sharp pits, and remelting plastics for recycling. Alternatively, the sharp waste can be autoclaved, shredded, and then encapsulated in cement blocks that later become useful items such as hospital benches. In Japan, although the law mandates municipalities to collect sharps waste carefully, it is mostly doctors and nurses who collect and dispose of sharps waste in safe containers. This is due to a larger demand of geriatric care in the country, which requires careful waste management. Cytotoxic waste is associated with cytotoxic drugs which contain chemicals that are toxic to the human cells. This includes materials, equipment, and residue that are contaminated by cytotoxic drugs. It should be first minimized by careful segregation, purchasing optimal drug quantities, using proper spill containment and cleanup procedures, and substituting environmentally persistent drugs with degradable drugs, where possible. Cytotoxic waste is highly hazardous and should never be landfilled or discharged into the wastewater system. Disposal options include: return the product to the original supplier, incineration at high temperatures, chemical degradation in accordance with manufacturer's instructions. In Canada, all staff who handle cytotoxic drugs or waste byproducts, including physicians, nurses, assistants, pharmacists, housekeeping and maintenance staff, receive training in the proper handling, mixing, and disposal of cytotoxic drugs and waste byproducts. Plastic bags that are at least 2 mm thick, if polypropylene, or 4 mm thick, if polyethylene, are used to collect potentially contaminated materials. Housekeeping staff wear protective gloves while handling waste containers. Cytotoxic waste is handled differently than regular garbage and is therefore disposed of according to provincial regulations. Pharmaceutical waste can be minimized by good inventory control, by monitoring expiration dates so that existing stock is used before newly arrived supplies, also known as good stock rotation, by replacing prepackaged unit dose liquids with patient-specific oral doses, etc. Before treatment, pharmaceutical waste should be labeled and sorted using proper personal protective equipment. Several options exist for handling and treating pharmaceutical waste. Returning the expired pharmaceuticals to the donor or manufacturer. Encapsulation and burial in a sanitary landfill. Chemical decomposition in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations. Dilution in large amounts of water and discharging into a sewer for moderate quantities, only applicable to some syrups and intravenous fluids, and incineration in kilns equipped with pollution control devices designed for industrial waste. Safia clearly understood how biomedical waste is handled in a healthcare facility and wants to work in the team who handles this process. Uma agrees to Safia's request and gives her the hospital manual containing all the guidelines, templates, and tools used by the hospital. Now it's your turn. Let us know how healthcare waste is treated and disposed of in your facility.